clarification you've given this morning are more of, let's say, technicalities. But, when we read this morning is that Naira is now more competitive currency.
Yes.
When you say Naira is now a more competitive currency, what do you mean by that? Because people are saying, okay, do we now start celebrating that probably the Naira is gaining, momentum? What do you mean by Naira is now a more competitive currency?
Okay, thank you. The context of Naira competitiveness relates to the relative stability of the exchange rate.
Okay.
And I had alluded to that in my first explanation. Competitive Naira now means that you can determine the stability of the Naira. It's not necessarily the level of depreciation at this point in time. Take, for instance, if you go to the market, a businessman goes, because the essence of all we are doing is to create a conducive environment for businesses to thrive, for investors to have interest in our economy. So if you go to the market today and the exchange rate of the Naira to the dollar is 1,500, and you are not sure that in the next 2 weeks you are still going to get that exchange rate within that horizon, then there's a problem. You can't say that your currency is competitive. So if there's high volatility in the exchange rate, you go to the market at 1,500 Naira to a dollar, and then the next 2 weeks is 2,500. Then you are heading to Zimbabwe, or Venezuela, as the case might be, where the economy will become dollarized. You now abandon your local currency and begin to use dollar in the economy. That is what we want to avoid. And so the Naira is much more competitive. Investors are ready to trade. It's now cheaper to do business in Nigeria, for foreign investors to do business in Nigeria. So that attracts investors to the Nigerian market. And that has multiple advantages. Number one, it brings in capital flows. So you have capital inflow instead of capital outflow. You get the point? Because investors are sure that they will get, real returns on their investment. So that is the context of Naira competitiveness.
What do all of these mean for the local trader at the Obogonogo market in Asaba, or the maybe bigger one in Wuse market in Abuja, or even, MSMEs? What do all of these translate to for them?
Thank you very much. Now, inflation is counterproductive for everybody. Inflation does no one any good. The household is adversely affected. Businesses are affected. Inflation harms growth or GDP. So for a local business, the fight which the bank is trying to stay the course to bring down inflation does good for everybody. Look at the local trader in Ogbogologo. Did you say Ogbogologo market?
Yes.
Okay. in Ogbogologo market does not want to sell his good at high prices, and yet his purchasing power is low. Because you can sell your goods at very high prices, but you are not sure that that same money will be able to take you to the market and stock your shop anymore. Because by the time you go there, prices have gone up. That's your trader in Ogbogologo market need a stable price, low and stable price, to be able to predict what will be his or her profit in the future. What we are trying to do is to see that prices are stabilized so that the local farmer is able to buy his inputs at a price that he can predict and is able to sell and make profit. When inflation is very high, prices of things are very high, the real return on investment is negative. And so you don't make good of any profit you are using. So the totality of this effort is to ensure that all the drivers of inflation are brought under control, including FX, the foreign exchange market, and all other prices. We want to make sure that they are stabilized so that all economic agents, and by this I mean the investors, and both local and foreign, they are all aware and they are sure and they can predict what they are doing now and in the future.
Okay,